So, good morning. My name is Lincoln, and I'm one of the spin instructors here at the YMCA. And this video is part of the series for the YMCA Healthy Living at Home. And my helpers today, Lin and Liisa. This is what we're calling Rolling with Lincoln. The story behind this is, and this is a more run-of-the-mill roller, but really you can use anything. It's really an exercise program just designed to help you roll out your body and to use myofascial release of muscles and trigger points. I started, probably 10 years ago when I had some back injuries. For anybody that's had any back injuries or athletes, you know that sometimes you can get sore, and someone suggested a roller, and after that I was totally hooked. And literally I use my roller when I wake up in the morning for 10 or 15 minutes and before I go to sleep at night. So it really just helps me to stay aligned. You can use this kind of roller available from Amazon, or if you have one at home. You can also use a rolled-up yoga mat. You can stuff a couple of towels in it and tie it off, and maybe you don't even need the towels, but it's just something to give your body a little bit of elevation so you can basically roll. And I really think you'll enjoy it. It's been very, very helpful for me, and I would compare it to a really good massage. So it's almost like you have an at-home masseuse or masseur that is helping your body. It utilizes the weight of your own body to help release, so let's start with it. So typically, what I'll do is I'll typically start kind of mid-back, and one of the keys is to use your different body positioning so you don't get too much weight on your body at any given time until you're ready. And also with any of this, if you have any questions, if you have any underlying health issues, make sure that you check with your doctor before you engage in any new health activity if you're concerned. If you have any neck issues, back issues, please check with them first before you embark on this. This is not really a high intensity. This is more like a relaxing, therapeutic exercise program. But so let's start. So I kind of started with the roller. I'm centered on the roller. It's on my lower back, and I can just move it around a little bit just to make sure. And just at that point, just start to breathe a little bit. The breathing, this is a relaxation, almost like a yoga, if you will. And so then what I'll do is I'll just start kind of scooching my toes down and relaxing my back into the roller until it's behind my shoulder blades. And I'll let my arms go to the side and my neck hang below. And I'm breathing. Nice deep breaths. And once again, you can move it a couple inches either way, just for starters. And if you need to, just kind of scoot your toes down. You can kind of see my body position. My arms are on top of the roller. And then I'll roll down a little bit, kind of walk up a little bit. And now I'll put a little bit of pull on my neck. And once again, be careful. Just do it gently. And just pull up. And just breathe into that position. And you may find yourself, I know I do, I get little pops and cracks. So for me, that's totally fine. And now once again, I'll drop my arms down over top, clasping the hands. And just if at any point you can just lower your bottom down to the ground to just get centered. And I'll just move up and down a few times here, just back and forth. Kind of going to that same position again. Arms out to the side. relaxing that. Are you feeling the relaxation in the roller? And once again, back down to your lower back. You know, I've seen my kids do this, and sometimes they get too much weight in any moment, in any one position, and it kind of makes them want to stop because it's just too intense. So if you find that, just go ahead and lower your bottom down for a second. You can readjust the roller if you want, but you can see I'm just kind of using my toes to kind of move my lower body. I'm kind of keeping the positioning very similar. And now this time, now I'll start to loosen up my neck a little bit. And so I've already done my gentle pulling up, and now I'll just pull it to the side, gentle, gentle, gentle. Once again, breathing into that, and your other arm, just let it fall to the ground, so that's, and then I'll just gently move, try to get some rotation of the neck. Release back to the center, arms back, and now go the other direction with the neck. And I was once at a chiropractor, and I just paid attention to how they kind of used their hands to kind of move my neck around. And it's actually very possible on your own, once again gentle, don't force it, to just feel the rotation of your neck, kind of going side, right side, left side, almost doing a circle. And as you do that, you can even scooch back a little more to give a little, at this point the roller is almost directly beneath your shoulder blades. And I'll do that, and like sometimes I'll have a really tight neck, and just this sort of movement can really just help to release it. Sometimes I'll get a crack, but it's not about the crack. It's about just getting your body moving. And now move it back down to the center of your lower back. And then what I'll do typically is support my body weight by putting my arms over my head. And you can see I'm kind of releasing the weight by making my hands almost like claws, like lobster claws, down on the ground. And at that point, now I can move the roller under my hip or under my pelvis. So, and now I'll go a little farther. You can see, am I still on the screen? I'll move down a little bit this way. Maybe you can. And so once again, you can see I can just move the roller around with my elbows. So I can just position myself. And so now just roll down over your, I'm going to adjust there we go. Okay, so now my legs are straight at this point. My arms are supporting the weight. I can lower my head down if I want for a second on the ground, so I'm not stressing my neck. And the roller is now on top of, is now directly below my pelvis. And I'm just letting that area stretch a little bit. You can once again move it an inch or two, one direction or the other. You'll find, I think, the place where you have some tension or you're carrying some tighter muscles. And then just kind of back and forth in that area. You can go all the way past your pelvis to so that now you're on your buttocks. And we'll move farther down, but at this point we just kind of want to be on the pelvis and just get that area to. Okay, so now I raise my pelvis for a second. I just readjust the roller a little bit, and now we're just going to do a twist. So let's basically move to the right. So bring your left leg over top, and then rotate around till your left leg is out, and now you're basically rolling on your right upper leg, basically right where it meets your pelvis. And I usually have a lot of tension in that area. And when you find the spot, I mean, it's almost like when you have a massage and they find a spot that is really tight, they just work it. So here you kind of have the opportunity. Everyone's body is different. You have the opportunity to just find the place in your body that needs a little bit more attention, and then you can use just your own body weight and just some movement to work into that area. And this is, for me, with some of my back issues many years ago, and even to this day when I get a little tight, it's usually related to this area. Okay, so now I'm going to roll on my side. So now I'm working really, I'm going up and down. I'm still well above my knee. It's almost the upper quad, if you will. And I'm just rolling from that point right at where the leg meets the pelvis. And now and you can even, if you want, even roll down to your knee and back. I don't typically roll my knee, and not so much even the back of it, but you can try. So I'm on the back side, still working the back side of my body. Okay, so let's go back down to basically center, and let's go to the other side. Well, so let's center the roller once again. And I keep my eyes closed just because otherwise I'm looking at the ceiling. So let's now go to your left side. And so typically what I'll do is I'll put the roller under my pelvis, and then I'll just kind of rotate around, and then you may have to lift your body to, let's see, I'm going to turn around this way so you can see what I'm doing. So once again, I am just rolling to that, getting that same spot, the top of the leg where it meets the pelvis. And I'm just finding that spot, which carries a lot of weight and is obviously a very dynamic part of the human body physiology. And this side is usually tighter for me, and so I'm once again just rolling and just breathing into it, and it's not painful. It actually, for me, it feels really good. But once again, I've been doing it for a long time. If you've not really had this kind of intensity, it might feel like someone is taking their elbow and putting it right there into a very tender spot. So if you need to, you can always bring your body up a little bit and put less weight. You can bring your body up, lean more on your elbow. The goal is to basically control the amount of intensity, control the amount of weight that is going to that spot. And you can see I'm moving the back leg, which is involved. You can move that around, lift it up. Just minor adjustments can make a big difference. So now go ahead and start rolling that upper quad, once again on the outside, heading down. I think that's the IT band. And that, once again, if you have a tight IT, if you put too much weight on it, it'll send you to the moon. So be gentle. And once again, heading down kind of towards the knee. But still, this is an upper quad experience. We'll soon roll the front of the body, but at this point, we're still kind of focusing on the back part of our body. Okay, so now that we've got that, now go back to center. So your body is definitely awakening at this point, and it's just such a great way to get aligned. I really use it for alignment and deep body work. So now go back and just go back to center once again, centered over top. Also, I'll grab my arms, or my thumbs, just do a slight stretch there to the top of, kind of stretching away from my head. I'm going to just check my neck again. Just pull up and see if there's anything there that needs to release. Side, left side, right side. Okay, so now roll down so that it's your lower back and go ahead and sit up. And then take the roller, and now we're going to start lower body. And so what I do is I put it down around my lower calves. And here you really can do, so you can just start, and here instead of scooching with your toes, you can just scoot your arms, scoot your hands around. So now what I'm doing is I'm rolling basically my calves. And what I'm doing here to change the roll is I'm moving my feet either the outside or pointing in. And you can see as you do that in the roll that it really changes the muscles that are being rolled. And so I'm just kind of, it's almost like I'm in a rocking chair, if you will. And if you're liking this and you want a little more intensity, then you can pick your leg up, cross it on the other, and that gives you a little more weight. And once again, continue now just to roll around by moving that lower foot pointing right and left, and you'll feel how that hits a different part of your calf. And this is great after a big hike or bicycle riding or taking a spin class at the Y, hopefully. Okay, so go to your other leg if you like. And once again, you can just kind of move your hands back. If it's not a comfortable position, just put your bottom down, readjust your hands. And so get yourself where you're really not working all that hard to stay in that position. As you go deeper, you can scooch down. And I find this is a great way to get to the upper calf, especially. And yeah, don't forget to breathe, because this may be an intense feeling, especially with one on top of the other. But it's not about beating ourselves up. Okay, and so then go back to the two legs for a second, just rolling back and forth. And now we'll move up to the back of the legs. Once again, we're just kind of moving out. You can change the position of the roller and what muscles are being used just by the position of your feet, and you can spread your legs they're really shoulder length apart, really, for the most part in this position. And then I'll typically sit on it. Once again, be careful. It's a brand new, if you haven't done this before, it's a brand new exercise program. So, and now here I'm just working my butt. And you can just once again, minor shifts in body position and geometry just changes what muscles are being focused on. And so now I'll go over to the other side. And if you just position yourself, you can get quite deep into the upper part of that, almost the same area that was being worked with the pelvis. Okay, so that would be that's what I would consider kind of the lower or the backside. So let's go ahead and come over onto your knees. And once again, let's just do some gentle stretches from here. Oftentimes it's nice to have I do it on carpet. I don't think you really need a yoga mat, but if you're on a hard floor, typically it might be helpful. But oftentimes with a roller, it gets bound up in the yoga mat. So go ahead and do some basic yoga moves. Just open up your flexion just by head up with an arch, and then head down. now go ahead and take your forearms and just put them on the roller, and this is almost like your down dog. I mean, certainly with this, you can also do the yoga move plank. Okay, you can go up on top and just, once again, just a little bit of strengthening there. And of course, plank is put your elbows down. I clasp my hands right there. And you know, it's kind of nice because it's padded a bit. And once again, the roller that I have is different than the ones that the Y has in the stretching area, because this one has little knobs and protrusions, and I think it's just more to get the muscle release in. So I'm, once again, now my elbows are on, and I'm just letting my body flex both directions. You can see here I'm just putting most of the weight, or equal amount of weight really, starting with weight on elbows and knees, and then ultimately the majority now is on my elbows, as I'm just allowing my lower back to really just release right there. Okay, now we're going to move down, basically put the roller down, and we're going to work the upper quads. So here I just put the roller right ahead of my knees. And now I will just start rolling that upper quad area. And once again, you change the muscles that are being used or being hit by the roller just by the position of your feet. So if you want more attention on the inside muscles, and then here again you can kind of turn your body ever so slightly, put more weight on your elbow or on your forearm, which is on the ground, and this is an intense, at this point, this is one of the most intense parts of the rolling experience for me, is when my body weight is on my upper quad. And it is really, that gets you, huh? Yeah, I love that. And literally, after a session of rolling like this, I mean, my body is glowing, really. It's just, it feels well taken care of. And even from there, so you already know that position, you can roll from here again all the way down to that junction for me that's tight from the top of the leg where it hits the pelvis. But once again, now you can roll with all that weight. And what may have been really uncomfortable at first, now it's probably a little more comfortable. Okay, I'll just change my body position so you can see me do the other side. Once again, so now we're gonna rotate to the left quad, and we're going to basically start right around the knee or just above it, and just start finding that spot. Now you're on your left quad, left forearm down on the ground, right hand on the ground, and it's really just controlling the amount of weight that is on this quad. And once again, you can kind of roll to the back a little bit, slight body position change to get all the way back to that tight spot up top for me, where it meets the pelvis. And then just, once again, I think that's the IT. So if I'm ever having lower back issues, I can usually find the culprit in that lower right T. And so that is basically how I use the roller. It's really up to you how you want to use it. There are plenty of videos online, but I find this is once again very helpful to me, and it's something that you can do at home or in public. Here at the Y. The Y has a bunch of different rollers available. So it's been a pleasure to be here with you. And once again, this is part of the YMCA Healthy Living Series. And thank you, Lin and Liisa, for being with me. Have a great day. Did you like that?